Hey guys, RC here. We are back with our next edition of our Dwarf Fortress tutorial. We are doing a tutorial for Dwarf Fortress 4305R08, which is the most recent release for Lazy Noob Pack. Now it's been out a while, so this is not brand new. Again, my goal here was to, I had not really seen any recent tutorials, a lot of the tutorials that are out there, which are excellent. Captain Duck is the guy that I've mentioned. That's who I cut my teeth on. But I think his was version 34, and now we're on version, what did I say? 43. So yeah, I mean, a little outdated, doesn't show everything. So just kind of wanted to update it. So on this one, now we need to decide where we want to dig. Now, there's a lot, basically think of this game as an open sandbox. You're only limited by your imagination and what you have access to. Now, first thing off, we're looking around, and when we were picking a site, what did we notice? No trees. All right, so we have very little wood. In fact, we only have what we brought with us, and there is no replenishable source of wood, so we'll have to trade for it. Now, there are cavern layers deep under the ground, deep in the earth, and there are underground trees that grow there. If we can get down to the caverns, then we can start cutting trees down there. However, caverns open up a new source of fun, and yeah, you might not want to do that. So what I'm going to do, you have different options. You can actually dig into a wall right here, or you can dig straight down into the ground. Up to you. The middle of our, in fact, let's see. I want to do my D again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 9 and about 9.5. All right, so that's our middle, right about there. Now what you want to do is when you dig down into the earth in the middle, it gives you the best opportunity to actually hit everything, and then the easiest access to the different zones. Remember when we were looking at the world map on picking an embark site and our biomes, so different biomes have different things. Well, if you're digging in the upper left biome, and we use the example of the flux stone in that one location, not this one, but the one that we had talked about in that video, then digging in the center, or gives you a easier chance to reach that edge than digging in the lower right hand corner. Okay, so I don't need to chop down trees because we don't have any. So we're going to go ahead and mine. Now I want to show you another tool. One of the things that with Lazy Noob Pack is Dwarf Therapist. Alright, now once you're into the game, you can connect. And there's our 7 dwarfs. Now you can do a lot of things in here, but basically this shows you what their skill levels are on a 1 to 20, on a 0 to 20 scale. And all these guys with 5, well, those were guys that I maxed out at their position. 1s, 2s, and 3s, they got a few points in a few different areas. Now, I am going to make my carpenter my woodcutter. So all you do is you click on the box that you want for the person you want, and then you commit it. That's commit, that's to clear. So he now has the woodcutting ability, although you can see he has no experience. Alright. The other thing you can do is you can go into roles, and it actually gives you their maximum skill, or their current skill, their maximum skill. So this miner can get to 100. He could be a legendary. He can become a high master at 93. This guy could only be a 50 if he started mining today. because he didn't start with any skill. All right, now my stone crafter is my best diagnoser. My farmer is my best surgeon. He's also, him and my stone crafter are my best bone doctors. He's my best suturer. He is my best wound dresser. But if I have multiple dwarves, I want two. So I'm just going to make those guys my doctors. They'll have some doctor abilities. And I've got my brewer. I'm going to take this miner and I'm going to give him secondary brewing. And I'm going to give my trader secondary cooking. And I'm going to give my trader masonry and stone crafting. And then I want to come down and I want everybody that has positive skills in mechanics and architecture to have that. Architecture is the design of a building. You have to have an architect to design some buildings before they can be built. A mechanic can actually work in a mechanic shop making mechanisms and then setting up levers and connecting levers to various bridges, doors, traps, whatever. So a lot of times you'll assign points in your character build for that. I don't, because honestly, you could be the greatest mechanic and architect in the world and somebody else can do it just as good as you. It's not really a skill that you need the skill to develop that. All right, so here's where we're going to start. I want to mine. So again, this is a physical labor, so we're going to designate mining. So D, and you see mine lit up. And we get around the same way. Your right and left, up and down arrows, or the shift and directional arrows. So I want to come right here, and I'm going to dig, and I'm just going to start. I just hit enter one time, and you see it started blinking. And I'm going to tab over and down to where I want that to go. And now it's shaded in this area. They will dig there. Okay. I also want to dig in here. And I want to dig this out. And I want that and that. All right, and as they do this, I will talk to you about what they're doing. So everything's paused right now. I can have it unpaused, but when I'm setting up areas, I kind of want it paused to get things started. Now, I want to create a zone right now. So that's going to be I'm sorry, I have to escape out of here. All right, I want to create a zone and enter to place. Okay, and you can do various shapes: rectangle, flow, floor flow. I'm just going to do a rectangle. Okay, and I'm going to build right there. All right, so again, I hit enter to start it, move to where I wanted it to end, hit enter again. And now I decide what kind of zone I want to make this. Well, I want to make this a pin pasture, so I'm going to hit N, and you notice it lit up, and then I got this option. So that's a capital N, so Shift N, and now it gives me a list of my animals. I'm going to use the plus and minus key to move up and down this list, and I want any of my grazing animals, okay? Well, the only two that I have are my water buffalo bull and my horse. So I'm going to go there and then I'm going to hit enter. And you notice he got a plus and a little green mark next to his name. So those two animals will be assigned to this pasture. Pretty simple. Now your default meeting zone is right at your wagon, which is fine. So everything will congregate there. as we start moving, we want to move our meeting area and make another one inside. So we'll do that. Now, what I want you to watch, my two miners will come over and start digging out here, and two of these other guys will each grab one of these animals and bring them into this pasture and kind of lock them down in here. All right, we're going to escape again, and we're still paused. All right, so we're going to unpause by hitting space, and there they go. All right, so he's working. Both of my miners are now working. And we've got this blue stuff appearing on the floor. All right, well, let's hit K. That pauses the game. That's ice. So we've got ice forming on the surface of this glacier. There's a white square, so that's a dusting of snow on snow-covered ice. Okay? All right, so we're just going to escape out of that. All right, so there's our one bull, and our horse is right there. All right, now you notice I hit pause. We have 5 idlers. We have 5 people that aren't doing anything. Now they're digging through here and it's forming ice blocks. Okay, well, there's not a whole lot I can do with ice. I mean, you can build walls with it. You can build workshops, but it will melt. It can melt if it gets too warm. So I typically don't like to do that. I'm going to pause again. I want to build another zone, and I want to come down here. And I'm going to start right there. And I want to come up to here. And this is going to become a refuse zone or a garbage. Well, no, that's not what I want. All right, so let me change that. I want to remove that zone. So X, lowercase x to remove zone. If you put your cursor on a zone, now I get the Shift X, capital X, and that zone disappears. Then I'm going to hit X again to stop removing zones. And that's done. Let me take this call, guys. 1 second, and I apologize. Sorry about that, guys. I actually have some people over, and then my son's in the hospital, so I never know who's calling, but whether it's one of my kids' friends' parents or the hospital calling, whatever, I've got to be able to take that call. So my apologies for breaking for that long. All right. So anyway, we were talking about ice, and you can see all these ice boulders. Well, as you dig, it does, it drops stone. So if we were digging through rock, we would have rock or rock bits dropping. Okay, we've got an issue here. See, our dog is flashing, so I want to look at him. So again, that's K. I want to come over to my dog. There's a pool of blood, and I want to enter to view the dog. Now, there's 3 things in this pool, and I can move through those with the plus and minus keys on my number pad. But I want the dog. I'm going to hit enter. His left front leg is mangled beyond recognition. Okay, well that's bad. So now he's a 3-legged dog. All right, we're going to escape. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up another zone, and we're going to set it up in here for right now. All right, and I'm going to make that a pen pasture, and I'm going to put my dogs, my cats, my sows, my boars, my hens. I don't want any of my smaller creatures out there. And you notice the C showed up. Well, C we talked about was reports. So that's a combat report. So we're going to hit R, and the dog and the giant mountain goat are fighting. Well, that's up and down arrows. Let's go to the mountain goat. My dog was the one stupid enough to attack it, but she jumped away. She kicked the dog and smashed it into the body, basically amputating the entire leg. Now, he may bleed to death if I don't get him treatment, which, you know what, that's going to be the dog's fault. So, but we don't want to antagonize those goats, so hopefully they move away. And, you know, so now this dog is actually scared. Actually, is that my horse? All right, well, they're digging away, digging away. They're bringing all of our animals into this little pen now, so they'll be inside. All right, they're building here. Now, I don't like building with the ice, but I will if I have to. Now you notice, because this is only one wide, only one dwarf can get to it, so the other guy went to the other end, and he began digging through. All right? And that's fine. All right, I want... no, okay, now I'm going to pause it. I want to build something, a physical building, so building, and I want to build a trade depot. Right here, a capital D, so Shift D, and we're going to put it in this room that we dug out. If it's green, it means it can go there. If it's red, it cannot go there for whatever reason. All right, so we're going to build the depot, and I'm going to build it out of ice. Now, you need 3. Now, it tells me I have 46 ice, and they're all real close. So I can hit them enter, 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 or I could hit Shift Enter and it would select all 3 at the same time. All right, I hit escape too far, enter, return to game, space to unpause it, and now one of my architects should come in, and there he is. He's moving things around. He's getting the 3 pieces of ice. He's going to have to move some of the other ice out, and there you see him doing that. And now, if we look, if we click on it, it needs our mason. So our mason should come by. All right. Now, I need to... They've dug out all this area, so I have a 3-wide path for my wagon to get into my depot. Then I've got this 1-wide path for something else. We'll do that later. All right, now I want to designate some physical labor, and I want to mine some more. Now here I want to come out the back door, and I want to make 2 doorways and then into a 3-wide hall. Here, another doorway, and then I want to build, if I go up a level, that goes outside. All right, so I want to right here, I want to build downstairs, or I want to dig. So I'm going to designate a 9x9 area. Now here's the other cool part. I can only do this level if I want to, and I'm going to do that now. Now I don't like a stairway in the middle, so I'm going to hit D to mine, and I'm just going to change it. So you notice it changed to a solid mine out. So that'll be like a floor surrounded by stairs. So I could put something on the floor as something to look at. But now I want to come down a level, so shift greater than, and you notice I already put my cursor right there where I want it, and I want these to be up down stairs, so that's I. And again, I want that 3 by 3, and I want to dig down 5 levels. Now down here, it gives you your selection, so we're digging a 3 by 3 square, 5 levels deep. So I'm going to do that. Now again, I want to go back to mining, so D, you see mining lit up. I'm going to go to that middle. You see it's lit up, but I'm going to stay right there, go back up the 5 levels, hit enter again, and now all those middles will be set to be dug instead of stairs. All right, so escape, unpause, and those guys will get started on that. So here they come through here. I see a guy working on my trade depot. All right, here's a very good command. Shift D, and I don't know how I know that because depot access. Shift D, it says it's accessible and it's green and they can get in, so that tells me my depot's in a good spot. Now you notice I have this 1 by 1 coming down here, right? It's not, they can't get in that way, right? They need a 3 wide tile to get inside down a hallway. So you have to have 3 by 3 there. The other thing, if you ever find that it's inaccessible, check right outside your entrance, and there may be one of those rock boulders that we talked about, like right here. If there was a rock boulder right here, they couldn't get in around it. You'd have to smooth that. So that would be a designation. You would want to smooth stone. In fact, we'll smooth that one, and that one. And let's go to Dwarf Therapist. Oh, it was the second one. There it is. And I don't have anybody set to be an engraver, so we will use our carpenter, our stone crafter, and our trader. We'll lock those guys in, and they should come, and basically what they're going to do is they're going to chisel that stone down till it's flat with the ground. All right, he's working. They're all three working, and in a minute you'll see that there will not be a boulder there anymore. All right, let's click on it now. It's smooth claystone. So they have smoothed out those boulders so they're flat with the ground. Okay, so that's what's important there. All right, unpause. Depending on the biome you are in, you want to get inside as quick as possible. So I want to do this. I want to set another zone, and I am going to make that here, and I want to make that a meeting area. So M. If you wanted to make it a tavern or a library or a temple, now you could assign a location. All I want is a generic meeting zone that instead of standing outside, they'll come inside. That's all. And you see now the guys are coming inside. They'll all wander over. This is still a meeting zone, but this will now take priority. All right. Now what my goal is I want to get down to some solid rock. All right, that's still ice. Oh. All right, well, hold on, guys. Guys, my wife's calling from the hospital. I need to talk to her about my son, and we're pretty close to the end of this video anyway. So we'll pause this. I've got an issue, and we'll show you how to fix it in the next video. So we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.